huge taxes which the government put. This is why the petrol cost is more. If those taxes are removed, they will fill with the coupons and give it to the government. Say this, here it is yours.
Okay.
So thing is this: by printing money, one economist says almost 90% of the economists say this is wrong. This is wrong. Printing economy.
So why they're doing it?
They have no option left, and this is the option.
So your option is actually the alternative solution.
Why to print money? You tell me why to why they are okay. Now I give you an example.
All right.
They want to sell bonds to China,
Okay.
and you know what happened? Their trade secretary went with it was reported on the channels on CNBC and on Bloomberg. They are going with a cap in their hand to China, and he went there to beg. This is what is happening. My colleague probably doesn't know about this. This was reported on the news television that he went to beg China to take these bonds.
Thank you. Dr. Ali, what do you have to say on the argument made by the two gentlemen?
I'll just address the 2 points here. The issue of taxes, as Dr. Qadri has talked about, has evolved over a long period of time. There are issues of, this is the stuff of politics. Taxes don't happen. Elections are held and political parties win or lose because of who will be facing or be accountable, or at least the burden of taxation will be on whom. The issue has evolved, in terms of taxation, issues of equity, issue of whether it's progressive taxes or not. And this has evolved, and this has been really perfected over a long period of time. And it's not only the taxes. There is a whole legal framework that's very much part of that. The matter of coupons and going to buy and go to the gas station, I think Dr. Khan will be on a safer ground if he says that initially the coupons will be strictly for either services or products that are being sold by the government. You don't mess around with the private sector where the government is not involved, because then you will be getting into nationalization. You'll be getting into the government first, taking the first steps to a command economy, and I don't think that's what he wants. You have to disaggregate. He's saying that 80% or 60% of the price of the gases, of petrol, is taxes. Yes, it is. But how do you disaggregate this price? What are taxes, and what are the costs of production, and what are the costs of distribution, and what are the profit margins? This gives you an aggregate price figure. And the figure, there is a cost buildup for this. You can't just say, I will use a coupon because the government taxes them. This simply will not.
I'm sure he's aware of that, but I think...
But what he's not aware of is that unless the coupons are for the public sector, for services and goods provided by the government, otherwise you'll be dealing with the market then. And then it becomes, you're replacing the market forces. You are replacing the private sector. That's one issue.
The terminology that you're using is actually made by the West. Free market economy.
No. The terminology I am making goes back to what he's saying.
Yes, okay, fine.
What he's saying is that the tax, he was responding to Dr. Qadri's
tax
point.
And interest.
He's responding to the issue of if you have a coupon, and in the US, the government is not in the business of selling gas. The government is in the business of broadly taxing at some stage.
I will explain it.
Okay. So let me just finish, please. Okay. That is one aspect. The issue of the government selling coupons, yes, the government is selling coupons. Since the Second World War, the US has been selling coupons internationally. At some stages, it was the Germans were mostly buying them. At a later stage, it was the Japanese. Now it's the Chinese. The Chinese have roughly bought about $700 billion dollar worth of coupons buying treasury bonds. And this is something they are continuing. Gaitas, the Secretary of Treasury, going last week to China is not a secret. I mean, this will continue. The Chinese won't do this unless there is a benefit for them.
Yes.
And the benefit for them is to be able to leverage and to have an influence in the American decision-making processes and what America will do in the world economy.
Please.
Yes, Dr. Khan.
It's a big misconception is I am talking about the government sector, nothing to do with the private sector. Coupons which will be replacing the dollar in only the government sector, nothing to do with the market, supermarket or vegetable. No, there is no involvement of coupon in that way.
So you want to create a dual system?
A dual system only in the government sector.
Okay.
And then again, when the government sector is there, what you are talking about is correct. That how much the tax, how much the profit margin, how much is the delivery.
So when you talk about mutual benefit coupon system, which mutual between whom?
Between government and the person.
So that's what you're saying.
Yes.
So you are not having an alternative economy, but a parallel coupon system.
I'm not disturbing the previous economy. I'm just saying
Okay.
what you say.
Instead of giving interest on the bond,
Yes.
he is giving
Is-
4, 5
Times,
coupon in the first month.
Yes.
So what do you
And then
think?
this guy, after 1 month, he will get 4. So
Four,
he's
yes.
making 20%.
Yes,
More in 1 month, yeah, okay.
And
So those
clever
that
people-
will start this system at the beginning
No,
will become rich.
I mean
No, I'm just
abolishing the interest,
Okay.
Yeah.
like the Islamic bank sometimes in this country.
Or in any
They are
country. Yeah.
taking 20%,
Okay.
not like that. They buy it from you and resell it to you with 20% add-on.
No, I will give
Okay,
example.
let Dr. Khan
Actually,
explain,
the
please.
reason is this, that the concept will not be very clear unless it goes into the detail. Now, what he's talking about is this, that the rich person, here rich person say about 10%.
That only rich people will be able to buy it in the first month so they can make a lot of money.
To let it be.
Like the Islamic Bank, he said, that are
More.
being
No.
practiced.
10 times.
Okay.
Now,
Okay,
No,
let Dr. Khan
no,
finish,
no,
please.
no.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just demanding you.
Okay,
Yes.
how about the poor person? I just explained it to him. If the poor person also gets a rate of 5, then has he got any complaint?
But he doesn't have the money to buy.
No,
the
$1
poor
he
person.
has got. He has $1 or not?
And the rich man has $1 billion.
Oh, let it be. I will take his point. Rich man goes and buy 1 billion.
1
You
billion.
know what? There will be nobody who want to buy this billion coupons
Yeah, but
from
these
him.
coupons don't have any expiry
But
date anyway.
No, let it be.
So if
okay. Who is the loser? He wants to sell it into the market. Market goes down.
Okay.
$1 billion he has purchased. He wants to sell it in the market with profit. Nobody's buyer there. So he will burn his hand.
Why,
No,
if the government is putting the price tag after 1 month,
Yes,
with
so-
20% higher on the same coupon?
my dear, exactly.
But Dr. Khan, what is worrying our guests
My
here is a simple thing. Is this system a proper system compared to what exists? This is one question. The other thing, you can answer, you can have the whole, we have 13 episodes to answer to these questions. So we're not in a hurry to do it now. But now there is a question which really goes into the minds of everybody. Is it a proper system to follow? That's one thing. You have to give people the confidence to do it, the trust to do it. That's one thing. The other thing, is it free of corruption like what was raised at the beginning?
Yeah, but the
These are
problem is
questions-
this, you won't let me speak because the corruption is not there. It is an open market. 1
Now,
billion.
what we are all talking about is,
just-
I know, but we are talking about creating revenues,
No, here, creating revenue.
not implementing systems.
No, I'm not.
All right, go on.
First thing is corruption is, where is corruption? If there is a limited amount of coupons, coupons are floated as much as you want
But
it.
Dr. Ali said that the governments that will implement this system now are corrupt. Every day we can see somebody going to court for...
No,
Yeah.
forget what. I'm not
All right.
talking about Somalia.
All right.
I'm talking about United States of America.
Yeah, there is
Yes.
corruption. Enro.
Oh my dear, what corruption? Where is the corruption? They are selling bonds. Where is the corruption now? Where is the corruption now? China is buying, I am buying, Japan is buying. Where is the corruption now? There's no corruption.
So how can you make sure that...
He's
corruption-
already made sure that somebody is buying these bonds. He is using it. Where is
Okay.
the corruption? corruption doesn't arise, only corruption will arise if there is a limited people who are buying it and other people cannot buy. Government is open that you can come and give me the money and you can buy it, you can use it. This is what I am saying. The Somali thing is something different. Here, trusting of the government is wrong. Here they are already doing it. I will give you an example of only 2 days before Gulf News reported that UK wants to sell 100 billion bonds and they cannot sell it because there are 4 banks.
I saw that, yes.
This is what is happening. Why to do that? If you can have an easy way. These are also bonds, these are also bonds. What is the difference? Difference is this, that you get money up front and you give the incentive to the people.
What they are saying to you, why do we need to change
the
economic system for a function of generating revenues?
No, you are failed. You are miserably failed. You have taken the world into a ditch. You have taken the world into a ditch. And
absolutely, everybody recognizes
so
that.
If he is criticizing that government are printing money,
okay,
why in the world not criticizing that government is printing coupons? The same.
Because of the benefits that the coupons will give to the people.
No, this is every government.
He said that he will eliminate poverty, he will
every government
taxes,
today,
he will eliminate
every government
interest
today has got the duty to keep the value, the purchase value of its currency.
Okay.
The good government are sticking, like the EU government, to a certain rules in relation to their national products,
okay,
and keeping the inflation rate under 3%. Other governments are not doing so. But how in the world, where in all countries there are rules and regulations about printing money, and this is an independent function, not of the government.
Yes.
It's independent. It's a central bank is independent.
Thank you. Central bank will print this coupon. They are already doing it. We are saying it, print those coupons, but sell it in your country. If outside country wants to buy it. There is no harm in it. Same rules and regulation apply. There is no difference. We are saying the system is the same. Just printing the coupons in which the people can have benefit, and they will give you money upfront very happily because everything is production.
We don't solve the problem if the people give us all their money, sir. You have to understand that there are economic laws where, for example, the cost of living. Cost of living.
Yes.
Okay.
You mean he needs to integrate with this system some laws?
Everything.
But if the government, if the US tomorrow says, okay, just a minute.
You want to know what they need? They need to abolish.
Yes, all right. But if he says
they need
tomorrow,
to abolish in the United States the constitution altogether.
Okay,
because nowadays,
okay,
if one function has to be added to the Federal Reserve,
yes, Doctor,
you need the approval of.
Dr. Mohammed,
we'll take the approval. We'll take the approval.
He is talking. He actually the idea
we'll take
to
the
him.
Approval.
He is talking about improving.
I assure you that among 52 senators,
excuse me. Okay, Dr. Khan, Dr. Mohammed, Dr. Ali, you are seeing this discussion, hot discussion. Dr. Khan says that I want to improve the quality of life of the poor in the world. And Dr. Mohammed says that's not possible because the rich people are already in command.
Will be more in command.
And will be more in command if the coupon system is to be applied. Okay. What do you think?
I'll tend to agree with Dr. Qadri.
Yes.
Because whatever the system is, and the system like this, which is brand new, has good there is a good vision behind them in terms of eliminating poverty or having a more egalitarian society, in terms of probably dealing with the tax burden, the cost of living. There are very important sort of benchmarks that he's dealing with.
Okay.
The important issue here is that conceptually, I'm not satisfied that the integration of the different components of the model, really the integration is there. That's one. Two, And when I talk about integration, I'm talking about, you are not only talking about taxes, you're talking about budgets. You're talking about both fiscal.
We have 4 more minutes, so I want 1 minute from you, and then.
The issue of I have a problem with is, Dr. Khan says that 20 to or 25 to 30 million people will be involved in the selling and buying of these bonds.
So we'll be helping the unemployment figures, yes.
Two important issues here. One, what will happen to all the people who were involved in activities that are in place now that are going to be abolished or will no longer be there? So people will be losing their jobs because of their jobs will be taken by others in this new system.
Okay, just
Let him just finish. Okay.
The other point I'd like to address is that in terms of the competence of these governments, and we're not only talking about the US, we're talking about 190 countries. And if we are talking, especially if this is initially meant for Islamic countries, we're talking about
57,
60 countries. And these are not countries which are known for being very well administered. That these are not countries which are known for their competence in managing complex issues like this. So my big question mark is that ideally the concept might make sense.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. Thank you. Okay. Dr. Khan,
yes, my dear, first thing.
Clarify, please.
Clarify is first thing. You are saying losing job. Which job they are going to lose? Tell me. Only who will lose the job? Who are tax collectors. You know, tax consultant will lose their job, but they are not losing their job. There are 4 bidders in this, and this is called the company who will hire these people will have thousands of jobs, thousands of offices, because they have to set up a network of people. Each and every place will have thousands of more job creation. Okay. Where the job lost? Job lost are only for those people who were tax consultants, and they will be jobs so many million. Now 25 to 30 million people in United States are jobless. 30 million people, we get jobs straight away. With job loss, there's no job loss. Only thing what you're talking about, oh my dear, this is not a harfa Quran is not a love. You think about now 559 countries there is corruption, let it be the corruption. I'm not talking about the corruption. I am talking about an alternate system which will give a poor person a relief.
A non-corrupt system.
It's sort of, it is going towards.
Fine, all right. So even if it is corrupted,
so what?
It will not be corrupted in the way that capitalism allows
capitalism
it to
already
happen.
there.
Okay, fine. Now what I wanted to know, how can we actually, in the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes, how can we help the poor, as you say?
Yes, first thing is there is a people who will sell these coupons, and they will be all poor people. All poor people, unemployed people, they will have a quota of 300,000.
They have to carry identification. We are poor people.
No.
You might say.
No, it doesn't matter. There might be some good people also come, doesn't matter. Okay. So what? He wants it to come, let it be. Yeah. So he has to show a certificate of his small.
You see, the Americans of the capitalist system have lived with unemployment figures for a long time.
They have no system before.
Let me complete the question. They lived with unemployment figures for a long time. Now, in America, what is worrying them now is not the fact that they have, let's say, a figure 10 million people unemployed or 14 million. What is worrying them is the fact that they are on the increase every month. Dr. Qadri, can you explain, please?
Yes. We are about to touch
the problem.
Bottom of the so-called downturn. We had the highest figure, additional jobless in the United States. We are talking now about the economy of the United States. Was the highest 692,000. Luckily, we had now in May the figure down
160,000.
500.
I will
Just a
answer.
minute. Okay, because
I will answer.
comes
we have 2
down.
minutes. All
It's
right,
come
you will
down.
have, you will have a whole series to
If
answer.
this trend is keeping, we will have the bottom where those additional job plays are zero by December.
All right.
And we will have by December a rate of employment, it was 5% in the good time, of 11.2%.
Okay.
And from there, we can make the cycle upturn.
No, we don't like paying taxes in Australia. Speaking of poverty, I mean that's you know, we could all do a lot more. You know, maybe we could introduce some taxes so we could, you know, help out you know, the underprivileged people in obviously this society and globally.
Well, nobody likes paying taxes. Well, as we pay 20% at source, but it's not evident to the eye. But you know, if we can not pay it, we would prefer not to pay it. If it's offering a service that's going to enhance our way of living, we would probably prefer to pay it.
Yes, I was paying taxes in the UK, that's correct. It was something that was part of my life. I had to pay taxes because of the way the country is organised and how we provide for the services around us. So if I like it is one way, but it's something I think is a necessity for some countries for actually making them operate correctly.
Well, I can't justify taxes because taxes go to the government and the government needs to help the people, so it needs to have some money to spend on services that they should provide to the people. So yeah, for me taxes are justifiable.
The tax is fairly high, although I believe it's come down in the last few years. I haven't been there for a while. It was up at about the 42% mark. I believe it's a little bit lower now. Well, that was lowered because there was an election fairly recently, so maybe that's what caused it.
43% of your salary, and then of course there's other indirect taxes, VAT, tax on petrol. I'm sure if the government there wanted to put a tax on breathing, they probably would do it if they could work out how to.
I'd love to live in a society where there's no interest, no tax, no poverty. You know, it'd be fantastic. It's everybody's dream.
Now I'll give 1 minute for Dr. Khan to conclude.
It's a wishful thinking that we are in the bottom. Why? You just think about it. Spending what Barack Obama, what he said, I am spending 1 trillion on what? Building roads, building hospitals, making these things better. How these new jobs are created? These are new jobs. What about those foreclosures? What is happening to Freddie Mac? What will happen to them? Who will pay their debts? Where the bank will go? These are all wishful thinkings.
I'll end today's discussion with Dr. Khan's quotation in the book.
America is like a giant oak tree. I wrote it in 2006 in my book.
Copyrighted?
Copyrighted.
Yes.
And it was published in America. America is just like a giant oak tree economy with rotten roots, dying leaves, and hollow barks. At any time, this giant tree will fall down, mighty tree will fall down, and will bury all the nation under relaxing under shade. And everything has been proved right.
Thank you, Dr. Khan.
Will prove.
Thank you, Dr.
This is
Kawadri, and thank you, Dr. Ali. Hope to see you next week. Before then, please try to prove that Dr. Khan is wrong and win $1 million. Thank you.